Harry Kane allegedly discovered that Jude Bellingham earned substantially more than him in commercial endorsements tied to the England national team. And the confrontation that followed has reportedly torn the World Cup squad apart just days before the tournament opener against Iran. This wasn't just some disagreement over sponsor appearances. This wasn't a misunderstanding about contract details. This wasn't the press blowing things out of proportion. This is serious. Nothing like this has ever been seen days before the start of a World Cup. And there's a detail the FA still hasn't confirmed publicly. According to sources close to the camp, Kane only found out because a junior FA staff member accidentally included the full commercial breakdown in a group email meant only for senior management. And the worst still hasn't come out. Over the next few minutes, you're going to understand exactly what happened and why this turns England's World Cup upside down. When this happens days before a World Cup, it's not just any problem. This is bigger than anyone expected. This isn't just another dressing room disagreement. Harry Kane is England's captain, the all-time leading scorer with more than 60 goals across multiple tournaments. And he allegedly just learned the FA values him less commercially than a midfielder who's younger and less experienced at international level. Behind the scenes, it's worse than it looks. The revelation reportedly triggered an immediate 90-minute meeting with Thomas Tuchel that grew increasingly heated. It all started 3 days ago during a routine commercial briefing at England's pre-tournament base at the University of Texas facility. The briefing was meant to outline media obligations for Nike, Adidas, and tournament sponsors. But according to someone present, Kane allegedly noticed the endorsement tiers breakdown included Bellingham in a higher bracket, reportedly based on social media reach and global marketability metrics rather than on-field contribution or seniority. That's when Kane's expression changed. He closed the folder. Minutes later, he requested a private meeting with Tuchel and FA representatives. But what happened next shocked everyone. The flashpoint allegedly occurred late that same evening in the team's private dining area. Kane, Bellingham, Declan Rice, Tuchel, and 2 FA officials were reportedly present. According to witnesses, Kane allegedly gestured toward Bellingham and asked directly whether the FA had shifted its marketing focus to younger players because they believed the captain's commercial window was closing. Bellingham stayed silent. Rice attempted to defuse the situation by suggesting the issue be handled through the players' union, but Kane allegedly cut him off, stating the problem was about respect, not money. Tuchel intervened, asking both players to step outside separately. The room fell completely silent. When Kane returned minutes later, he allegedly walked past the group without speaking, leaving his meal untouched. However, the real problem had started days earlier. Tension had reportedly been building since the FA restructured its commercial model following the 2024 Euros, introducing a tiered system based on digital engagement rather than seniority. Bellingham's explosive rise at Real Madrid and his social media following of more than 30 million across platforms allegedly made him the FA's priority for sponsor activations. Kane had privately expressed frustration to teammates about being asked to participate in fewer high-profile campaigns despite remaining England's record scorer. Sources suggest the issue worsened when Bellingham appeared alone in a major Nike campaign promoting the World Cup, with Kane relegated to group shots. And hold on, because the most controversial detail I've saved for the end. Inside the dressing room, older players like Jordan Pickford and John Stones reportedly expressed private support for Kane, viewing the situation as disrespectful to the captain who carried England through multiple tournaments. Younger squad members, including Bukayo Saka and Anthony Gordon, allegedly remained neutral publicly but sympathized with Bellingham, believing commercial decisions should reflect current market realities. Thomas Tuchel's staff reportedly urged him to keep the issue contained, fearing media exposure would destabilize preparations. The FA, through unofficial channels, allegedly signaled the commercial model is non-negotiable and based on objective metrics. On social media, fan reactions split predictably. Kane loyalists accused the FA of betrayal, while others argued Bellingham's global profile justifies higher earnings. Here's where things become even more complicated. The controversy threatens to overshadow England's tournament preparation, with the opener against Iran scheduled in 6 days at a critical moment. Tuchel must decide whether to address the issue publicly or enforce a media blackout, risking leaks. Tactically, the rift could influence team selection and on-field chemistry, particularly if Kane and Bellingham's relationship remains strained. And the clock is ticking. Senior players are allegedly pushing for a squad meeting to air grievances before the tournament begins. But Tuchel fears such a meeting could deepen divisions rather than heal them. Now Thomas Tuchel is caught between two bad decisions. If he sides with Kane and pressures the FA to revise the commercial model, he risks alienating Bellingham and the younger core who see themselves as the future. But if he dismisses Kane's concerns as personal grievance, he undermines his captain days before the tournament begins, potentially fracturing squad unity and inviting accusations of favoritism. Either path threatens team cohesion at the worst possible moment. What almost nobody noticed was this. Fresh reports suggest audio of the confrontation exists, recorded inadvertently by facility security systems, and could surface if internal tensions escalate. That changes everything. England's World Cup campaign is hanging by a thread before a ball has even been kicked. The captain feels betrayed. The squad is divided, and the manager has no good options. And look, this is far from over. This is the information circulating so far. But over the next few hours, new details should trickle out, and they could turn this whole story upside down. So for you, should England's commercial structure reward legacy and leadership, or does Bellingham's global star power justify higher earnings regardless of the captain's feelings? Let us know in the comments below. And if you don't want to miss the next major development, subscribe now and turn on notifications, because when this fully breaks, you'll want to be the first to know, not the last.